My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
You found your person. Now let the Knot help you with everything else. The Knot connects you to the wedding inspo, vendors, venues, and planning tools you need to make your day totally you. Having helped plan 25 million weddings, we've got your back when it comes to every little detail like RSVPs, budgets, and more. Because your wedding comes to life with the connections that matter the most. Get started at theknot.com/audio. The Knot. Let's plan your wedding together.
It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, and I'm Dr. Neal, your host of the show. Welcome back to another special Friday edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I answer your questions. On the other days, I read health and fitness blogs to you, kind of like an audiobook, but from a bunch of different authors. All right, let's jump right to today's question and start optimizing your life.
Hi, this is Joe. I live in Michigan. And I was wondering, what are the effects of drinking kombucha? And how many should you drink in a day?
Thank you for your question, Joe. I still remember the very first nutrition class I took as an undergraduate student. My, how things have changed. That was where I was told that drinking tea was bad for you because it contained caffeine. I was actually thrilled at the time because I couldn't stand tea. So by avoiding tea, I felt like I wasn't missing out on anything. But again, my, how things have changed. First, my tastes have matured, and I'm proud to say that I have come to appreciate tea and enjoy all varieties. But we've also learned a lot more about caffeine and tea and their potential health benefits. So back to your question, Joe, about kombucha. In case you were wondering about where I was going with my drawn-out story about tea, I promise I did have a point. Kombucha is often consumed as tea. So when you're walking up and down the aisle at your favorite supermarket, you might find they carry kombucha tea. What's interesting about kombucha is that it's often referred to as kombucha mushroom or Manchurian mushroom. This is ironic because the word kombucha translates to tea made from kombu seaweed. What's even more ironic is that kombucha is not made from mushrooms or seaweed. It's actually made by combining black tea, sugar, and yeast together and then letting it sit for about a week or so. By the end of that week, the hope is that you end up with this blob of gelatinous goo. So why those ingredients and why let it sit till it forms this not so appetizing gelatinous goo? Well, combining these ingredients and letting it sit for an extended period of time allows it to grow fungi and bacteria, which is basically what that gelatinous blob is made of. Now that might sound disgusting, but there are supposed to be beneficial bacteria that will promote health, not harm it in that gelatinous blob. So what you're doing is creating essentially a fermented food. If you've ever had yogurt, sourdough bread, kimchi, or sauerkraut, you've consumed a food that has gone through a similar fermentation process. So after a week of letting this mixture sit and form its gelatin-like blob, you drink it. And again, by doing so, you're hoping to consume those beneficial bacteria found in that gelatinous blob. Supposedly, kombucha tea has been around for at least 2,000 years. It was believed that drinking it would cure illnesses, but actual scientific analysis of these claims didn't start happening until the 1930s. Today, some claim that kombucha tea improves digestion, boosts immunity, lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels, and lots more. Unfortunately, human studies have not found this to be true. Part of the problem is each kombucha tea contains different organisms. So how can we possibly get an accurate picture of what's going on when we really don't know what we're comparing? And it's for this very reason we can't really say how much kombucha tea we should or can safely consume. We don't have a safe dosage. But my perspective is always this: if it's not causing harm, then don't stress about it. So then the question is, does kombucha cause harm? There have been reported cases of illness like liver problems and allergic reactions, and at least one reported death. How could this happen? Well, here are some potential problems with kombucha tea. Let's say you were to make a homemade version. The type of bacteria and fungi that you'll end up with in your version of the tea is really dependent on what bacteria and fungi are lying around your kitchen. So there may be good bacteria and fungi in your kitchen, or not so good. When drinking store-bought kombucha tea, the same rule applies. Are they making this stuff in a fairly clean environment, or are they a little loose with their hygiene? So I'm basically saying that the type of kombucha tea you end up with is really a product of the environment in which you grow it. You also need to be careful about where you store your kombucha tea. There have been reported cases of lead poisoning because folks stored their tea in a ceramic pot, which contained a lead-based glaze. Glass is probably the safest vessel to grow and store kombucha tea. So the bottom line is this. Kombucha tea is probably not going to provide many health benefits, if any at all. But if it's not harming you, enjoy it. Just be sure to monitor how you feel after consuming it. To lower your risk of any unintentional side effects, if you're consuming store-bought kombucha tea, be sure it's from a reputable company. It may not be a bad idea to do a little bit of research and find out what the company does to ensure the safety of its product. If you're making it at home, be sure your kitchen is clean at the very least. When was the last time you checked if your insurance still fits your needs? With Insurance Pro agencies powered by VIU by Hub, find the right coverage in minutes. Visit topratedquotes.com or text RATES to 855-665-0829 to get personalized auto, homeowners, renters, condo, and other insurance quotes from over 50 top-rated carriers across the U.S. It's fast, simple, and designed to make the process as effortless as possible. Ready to start? Visit topratedquotes.com or text RATES to 855-665-0829 today. Insurance Pro agencies powered by VIU by Hub, helping you protect what matters most. Insurance has never been this easy. Texting RATES means you will receive information and occasional promotional messages. Message and data rates may apply. You can reply STOP to opt out at any time.
The Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University helps you go from, I know the way, to I've arrived with our top 10 ranked online MBA. Gain skills you can learn today and apply tomorrow. Get ready to go from make it happen to made it happen and keep striving. Visit strayer.edu/Jack Welch MBA to learn more. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
Thank you again for the question, Joe. Now, if you want to submit a question to be answered right here on the show, plus get a copy of our workbook for free, you can email a question to health@oldpodcast.com. You can also call in your question. The number is country code 161 I love OHD. That's 1-614-568-3643. Or you can submit your audio question at oldpodcast.com/ask. Right there on that page, it's really easy to send in your audio question, and you can even do retakes before sending it in. Again, that's oldpodcast.com/ask. All right, that's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily. Thank you so much for listening every day and all the way through, and I'll see you back here over the weekend where your optimal life awaits.